welcome. My name is Leah Spinrad, and I am here to do our collective reading for the week of April 10th. I don't know what happened on April 10th. There was like something that was April 10th at some point in my life that was really important because today I keep being like, is there something on April 10th? And I thought maybe it was my daughter's due date, but it couldn't have been because she was born on the 12th, which was the full moon, and she was like a week and a half late. So I'm like, want to go look at my emails, be like, what was it? Something. Welcome. That was like a complete aside. Maybe I should cut it out. I don't know. I think I will. Okay. Hi. Welcome to our collective reading for the week of April 10th, 2026. Last week was a lot. Next week will probably continue to be a lot. I have been putting on my Substack and on my Instagram stories. I was doing like some breathing on Tuesday because Tuesday was the day that all of that happened. I don't need to like go into specifics because I don't want our blood pressure to go up right now. I want it to come down. So I'm not going to go into specifics, but I will say that if you do follow me on Instagram and there is major tension, I do tend to go on there and like just do some guided breathing because it's needed. We did a little bit of stretching. Today, I am excited to do this reading because I did a lot of work this week on what my framework is, and I think it really comes back to these readings and the circles of how we do these with the community, the household, and the self. So my framework for the work I do is now called the household ecosystem, and it deals with the interplay of all of the factors that goes into a house, whether that's finances or housekeeping or handling stuff. I'm handling my mother's stuff too because she lives separate, but I take care of her. And then also how we feel and how we're doing. So all of it interplays together, and how can we have the house and our finances and our lives support us and our dreams and help us be unbound so that we can go forward and make a difference and dream our dreams and live a life that's really impactful, meaningful, and joyful. So with all of that said, we're going to do the reading same as usual. We're going to do the community, or how you would relate to politics. Is basically our action steps in a broad circle. Our action steps for taking care of our families and homes, and then action steps for taking care of ourselves and self-care. We'll do the first card. It's just on top again, is it? Well, let's do it. It's probably going to be the same one anyway, but... Aha, there's three. There are three. And a lot of people we've seen before. I think that these guys go over here. And we're going to look at them later. Okay. Community. If you were here last week or the week before that or another week before that, this was in our family circle. Now it's the community. We had Gildane do that where he was in the self and then he showed up in community. So whatever page that we've been turning, there's a shift. And I think we all can feel it. There's like a big turning going on, and this is part of it. And in relation to our communities and how we're showing up for them, we do need to be mindful of our own resources, be mindful of our own abilities, and also make possibly public, the things that we were turning over the page on in the past. So whether you're getting rid of things and you're like, say to your friend who always gives you her clothes, I'm not taking new clothes. That could be the public thing. It doesn't have to be huge. It might be. I don't know what's going on in your life. I know a big change happened for me over the last week about this framework, like I'm saying. And so here I am turning that page in my business to stepping into this framework, letting go of any frameworks I might have been using prior to this. So that's our community. There is a lot of destruction, there's a lot going on out there in the world, but as this relates to how we're caring for the world, what our action steps are here, then that Terra Incognita is telling me connecting with the earth, connecting with reality, and becoming public with whatever we turned the page on last week and the week before, because it was 2 weeks. This is the third week in a row we've seen that card, and we've seen it in the past. I've been doing these readings for 14 weeks. This is my 14th reading, and I should go back and see how many times this card has showed up, because it's been a lot of times. A lot of times for 52 cards, right? Or 3 are out, but still, a lot of cards. There are many cards you've never seen. Okay, for our homes and our families, I've been expecting this card, and here it is. This is the grieving card. Rest in peace. This is the letting go card. This one is truly about grieving our beloved dead. More than the death card, this is a graveside card of truly allowing ourselves to grieve what we've lost, whether that be people in our lives, whether that be the world order, whether that be peace, rights, whatever it is, a life we thought we were going to be living. In our families, in our homes, in our tight friendships, allowing that grief, allowing the sadness, and honoring our people, and remembering what's good, in the past about those people, and just being present with that pain for however long. I don't think we need to beat around the bush that there's a lot to grieve, right? But we don't want to live in grief. Grief is a part of us that belongs to us. That's like an unfolding process of our whole lives. So I want to encourage us all to take the time, take that time to honor it. And then for ourselves, because this is the family, so we're talking about this in more of a conversational way. Also, if we're talking about, I said estates earlier, but if there's things in your home that are just there because you took them in, from a relative that had passed away or friend, then giving yourself a little bit of time to go through those things or connect with those things. And then for ourselves, a guy on the top. Oh, we've got our circle of crows again. I was thinking about this card too. Okay, we have a seriously earthy spread today. My goodness, all spades. I was thinking about this card on Tuesday and how the message that I've been getting in these readings with this card is specifically finding your inner calm and not getting whipped up and distracted by all that's going on around us. And so this is a very interesting reading. I almost want to come back tomorrow and talk about it more, because there's so much here about the earth. There's so much about reality, and it's spring here. It's just getting out of mud season here in Maine. And so we're starting to have the ground to not be squishy, but it's so the feeling of the dirt. There's like so much smell of mud in the air. And that's what I'm getting here. There's like the raw stuff that you create with isn't good or bad. It's just there. And you have decay and loss and barrenness and all of it. And it's all just like fodder. It's all compost. It's all the place to root into to create something new. And this spread is like, here is where we're at. These are the cards we've been dealt, literally. This is it. We have death, we have grief, we have loss. And the world is not what we want the world to be. But if we can focus on our own inner strength and block out the noise and the abusive relationship that the media has with us, where we're, up and down on these pendulum swings. Grieve that with our families, in conversation with our loved ones, and let it be known to the wider world that we're grieving and we're moving forward. This week, that will serve us to feel more solid. I can't tell you good things are coming next week because I didn't ask about next week. But I do know what I'm saying about this week. And now, these cards that fell out of the deck on me. These are some characters that are here to bolster our efforts. So we have a showman, a little fire, another earth, of course. He is a very active man. So we've got 2 jacks. These are very active. And then our dreaming. So why these pulled out for me, I believe, is that in all of this, this is a very stillness kind of like we're in this. We have young men, and maybe something's going to happen with young men. I don't know. I didn't intend for that with the reading, so I wasn't asking that question. So what I'm thinking is these are 2 characters we can employ to help us out. So we have a showman. He's walking on a tightrope. He's unsheathing his sword. He's doing a lot of things at once. He's very charismatic. He is showing you, look over here, look over there. And I think in this situation, we can employ him as an aid to our actions and say, like, where do I need a little razzle dazzle to improve morale? Where in my family can I bring that out? Where for myself can I lean on some humor and some, relaxation? And then here for Pampero, he's kind of a different guy where he also has a sword, but he's not showing off. He's ready to strike. So we have this, like, you can take some decisive action. You can do a showmanship. Both of them are active and they're here to like give us something a little bit more active to put on to get through this time a little easier. And then we have sort of enchantment. Again, we've seen this one before as well. This is creating the future of our dreams. And what this falling out shows me that this is the present. These are some helpers for the present. And then this is where we're going into the future, where we are remembering what's good. This is believe in me in the front on the top of it. It's like remembering the stuff that we like, anchoring into joy, going to a show or something where art is reminding us what is possible. So that is our reading. If you're interested in my household ecosystem, I wrote a really lovely, intense for me to write Substack post about it. And my Substack is Leah Spinrad. Everything's Leah Spinrad. So if you want to go to Instagram or Threads or YouTube, we're here. Hi. You might be on Substack though, because I do cross post it. So if you're on Substack, there's more readings on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, there's more writings on Substack. And I do have a website as well. So enjoy all of those resources. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I will definitely get back in touch with you. And I hope you have a good, restful weekend and are buoyed and fortified and able to move into next week. Thank you.